بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين وأشهد أن محمدا عبد رسوله. Why women deserve more. That's right, that's the title of this lecture, and bear with me, I want you to wait till the end before you make your judgment. I believe women deserve more than what they're getting today. Now I know this might rub sisters the wrong way because they think, well, it's great, I mean, we're best that's been ever. Before it was horrible, now we have more freedom, I can do whatever I want, I can throw on hijab and I can just be myself. But my dear sister, my argument today would be that you are in probably the worst situation that you've ever been. And not by my words, but by the evidence and by the Prophet ﷺ, what he said about women in general. So bear with me because I will prove it to you. I believe that you are in the worst situation because of feminism that's mixed with Islam, liberal Islam that's mixed with Christianity, and mixed with atheism, but more than anything, mixed with hedonism. And when it comes to female psychology, the basics of the female fitra, you'll understand, and I'll develop this more in another session, inshallah, but why women were never meant to be the Khalifa, the leaders, and so on. The Prophet ﷺ clearly said, and yes, I know the context, and no, it's not how certain Western diets try to put it to put you at ease. It's not it. If you, I challenge you to search it. It is a general thing. The Prophet ﷺ said, indeed, a nation will fail who puts a woman in charge. And this was within a context. In the Muslim Imam Ahmad, there's another hadith that says that men will perish when they obey women. Okay, now does that mean that women are bad or you don't listen to your mom or anything? No, 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 no. That's not what it means, actually. We will know that from a context. Again, we don't take things out of proportion, nor we take them out of context. Of course, a man will listen as a man, you listen to your mother, take care of her, because there's another beautiful hadith. And the Prophet ﷺ said that towards the end of time, one of the signs will be that a man will obey his wife, but disobey his mother. Okay? In general, obedience here is not to your mother or anything like that. It's usually to your wife. And females in general to be put in positions of leadership and high importance. But that's not what my point is about today. I'm going to give you some parables. I'll give you some parables as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says these amthal. وَيَضْرِبُ اللَّهُ الْأَمْثَالِ. Allah gives these amthal to people. Why? So that they may learn. So please bear with me. I believe that women deserve more. I believe that women have been duped into believing that whatever they're doing today on social media, just because they have, some hair cover on and a bunch of makeup, or because they're going to different places in the Middle East and taking nice pictures, that somehow, but I'm covered, but I'm trying to give dawah, full makeup, full fitna. Well, they don't see a problem with it because they do not understand actually themselves. I'm going to make that the first argument. Women do not understand themselves. They don't understand their psychology. They don't understand how much they hypersexualize themselves and each other, and how much they affect each other. Put men aside. That's number two. But first and foremost, women hypersexualize each other, and they use each other, and they judge each other, and they measure each other. And I can go more and more, but that's beyond the point of this episode itself. And they also don't understand men. And they will shame men instead of shaming themselves first and foremost. They will shame men for looking at them or feeling desires for them. They'll say, well, you brothers should lower your gaze. Yeah, okay, sister, but you should also lower your gaze. And you should also be careful that you are responsible for what you are doing. This whole you brothers should lower your gaze. I can just dress for myself. This is a fallacy, is a ridiculous type of argument, more like or very close to, we should agree to disagree. There's so many sisters and some weak brothers who put these kind of arguments. Okay, brother, we should agree to disagree. What the heck is that, man? What do you mean you should agree to disagree? What does that mean? Oh, اختلاف أمتي رحمة للناس. How many people have used this very weak hadith in pushing their agenda? Yes, some scholars say that the meaning is somehow valid because it does bring about in the ummah, ikhtilaf, some differences, brings a mercy. But differences in what? In dressing up like a bad woman, in not caring about shame, in not shaming. Well, we should bring shame back to the ummah 100%. Why? Because I say so? No. Because the Prophet said, min awal kalam nubuwah, from the first things that was revealed was إذا لم تستحي فاصنع ما شئت. If you have no shame, you'll do what you want. Meaning, if you are not ashamed, if someone doesn't shame you even, if shame is not there, you'll do what you want, i.e. your sister's social Instagram models, hijabi, whatever they do these days. They call it modest dressing, but it is modest fitna. And I'll tell you why it's modest fitna. We'll share it with you, the hadith, in a second. The bottom line is these fallacies and these slogans that are thrown out there that make these women feel good about themselves. And some weak sheikhs out of, you know, I'm not going to name where, but it's somewhere in the, in America, who somehow try to give the interpretation. No, it's not like that. Scholar so-and-so said this, and scholar so-and-so said that, and this and that. Well, Abdullah ibn Omar used to say, I tell you this and this, and you tell me that and that. I tell you the Prophet ﷺ said this and this, and it's clear. It's not like, you know, oh, brother, we need to really look deeply into the science of inheritance. No, the Prophet ﷺ communicated clearly, هذا بلاغ للناس. This is communication to humanity, to everyone. These people try to use the same type of practice that the church used in the during the Dark Ages, to push people to not look and learn their deen. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, brother. Who are you to interpret? Well, it's not that difficult. We all studied, alhamdulillah. And actually, contrary to popular opinion, it's not that difficult to understand that these women, specifically, just putting some cover on their hair, that they're causing some huge fitna, and that they fall under the category that is in Sahih Muslim of the women who will not smell Jannah. Now, who are these women who will not smell Jannah? The Prophet ﷺ said there are two people of hellfire that have not met yet. Okay, these are people who have these whips like oxtails, and then there are these women who are kasiyatun ariyat, ma'ilatun mumilat, la yadkhulna al-jannah, wa la yajidna riha, wa inna riha yajidu min riha, tajidu min masiratu kida kida. Sorry. So the hadith says that these are women who are dressed, but they're not dressed. They are clothed yet appear naked. Does that sound familiar to you? Well, yeah, because these are the sisters that you see a lot of them on Instagram. Even though they have some abayas, you will see their shapes. They're swinging around, they're doing these little turns with their little friends, hugging each other and jumping up and down, lifting weights and, boxing, and their khimars. They're wearing khimars, supposedly, but you see their body shape and contour. A lot of them. And some of them, forget about it, they just put on proper lulu, whatever you call it. So look, and the Prophet ﷺ said that their heads appear like humps of camels, leaning to one side. They will not enter paradise. لا يدخلن الجنة ولا يجدن ريحها, and they will not even smell its fragrance. Even though it's fragrance, تجد مسيرة كذا وكذا. You can smell it from far distance, a very, very far distance. Sahih Muslim. These are the women. I believe these women deserve more. Why are they in that position to enter hellfire? A'udhu billah. Is because they are denying the hadith, they're denying the statements of the Prophet, and they're denying Islam. Why? Because Netflix is more appealing, Instagram is more appealing, TikTok is more appealing, Snapchat is more appealing. The attention that they get from some nasty dudes and from women, nasty women as well, because they sexualize themselves and each other, for them this is more important. What about the brothers, man? What about the brothers? What about the brothers? Yeah, I know there's some weak men out there, but it's not about the brothers. Right now, it's about that you sisters deserve more. You deserve Jannah, inshallah, because Allah created you, put you in Jannah. You came out of Jannah. Go back to Jannah, inshallah. It's simple. All you have to do is just follow and stay away from these things. But no, you like the attention. You want to fight. Oh, brother, we should agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. What? Oh, brother, this is not the way it is. You should think about, interpretations. What are you talking about? It's not. It's clear. This is the women who will not smell Jannah. Now, of course, a lot of them will say, look, man, you got to be careful. You're just, always hating women. I'm not hating women. I believe you deserve more. I believe you deserve it. Let me give you a parable, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us so many parables in the Quran. There's so much I could say. Okay, Asma bin Yazid, the hadith, I'm gonna go on to it. But I want to start with this. Imagine, okay, imagine there's a hadith in Sahih Bukhari, and it gives the parable of people on a boat. And in this boat, there's levels. There are people who are below deck and there are people who are above deck. So I want to combine this with a parable of the captain and the crew, or the passengers. Now, without a doubt, I don't think anyone can disagree, even though people will try, that men are the leaders of this ummah. No matter what. They've always been, they always will be. Whether they're weak or whatever, that's a different story. But a woman will never replace, like, these silly, silly women who put these things that they want to be in the army of the Mahdi. What a joke, right? Because men are too busy fighting their desires. Men have fought their desires since the beginning of time. And guess what? I mean, nothing changed, man. It just became probably worse, maybe. It was bad at the time, Prophet, it's bad now. Okay, probably just the only thing that, because we can access it on the phone, it's worse now. But it was always a fight against their desires. Okay? And we can tell you numerous hadith about this. Okay? Even the Prophet ﷺ himself had desire to women and saw a woman, Sahih Muslim is reported, and he went to Zainab and had intimacy with her because there was desire. He was overtaken by desire, but he didn't do the wrong thing. He went to the right avenue, i.e., his wife, and yes, took out his desire. So let me give you this parable of the women and the men. So the men are the captains. The women are just the passengers. That's just the way it is. They get to come around the dock and they see which captain to jump, which boat to jump on. Men have to build the boat. They have to bring the boat to the dock. That's just the way it is. The only thing and way men bring value is by building the boat. They have to pay the mahar. They have to pay the bills. They have to work themselves. They have to build themselves. They don't have inherent value just like that. Even though, yes, they have honor, Allah has honored them and so on, but women are just on another level. Women have value just like that by their nature. They come around the dock and they look around and they finally get to choose in the end whose boat they get on. But once a woman gets on a boat, she's not at the same level. Don't think they'll be sitting there like Titanic, spreading whatever her wings and so on. And by the way, Titanic is just a rubbish story of a woman who had a one-night stand with a man, then went on to marry another guy. She never forgot that man that she had a night stand with, who was a bum and a thief. And she pretty much cheated on her fiance at that time. And even though went on having children and growing old and being with another man, she always thought about the other guy. Okay, but women love and romanticize that crazy movie, stupid movie. All of them, religious women, right? Because I'm flying. No, that's not going to happen on the boat. There's levels. What's the evidence for that? كلكم راعي وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. You are all shepherds and all of you are responsible for your sheep. And the Prophet said, والإمام هو راعي, هو مسؤول عن the people. And then the man, والرجل هو راعي, he is a shepherd, and he is هو مسؤول عن أهل البيت, on the people of his house. والمرأة هي راعية, she is a shepherd. She is also, but she is now accountable for her husband's home and the children. So it goes in levels, meaning there is a hierarchy. It's always like that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels deliver the message to the prophets, and then they leave the khalifas have amirs have the people, and so on. It all goes, and then the women below, they're not on the same. We're not the same. You will never be the same like a man. No in physiology, no in biology, no in psychology, no in, we're always different. There's many things that we're similar with, no doubt. But the things that separate us are fundamental. And that's why you cannot take the place of a man, nor can we take your place. And that's my proposition here, that you deserve more than what you've been duped into believing. You deserve more from what you've been given. You deserve more than what they fooled you to believe, and now you're so happy. Throwing statements like, "Oh, it's okay to, we should just agree to disagree." What the heck does that mean? Nothing. Nothing. It is just a slogan to make you feel better, but it is stupidity. So, sister, do you want Jannah or do you want Jahannam? Simple. Simple. Now, let's go to the hadith. I'm going to read the hadith. Again, keep in mind the parable of the captain and the crew, or the people who get on the boat, okay? Now, remember, there's only one captain on the boat. There can be multiple passengers on a boat. That we know already, polygyny. I know you hate it. I know you don't like it, but it is. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh, in the Sahih narration, he said, marry many women, for the best of this nation had the most wives. I know people, they hate it. It's authentic. Yes, it is. I'm sorry to bust your head. It's not even Hassan. It is Sahih. Okay? I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And the Prophet ﷺ had it. He was and always was the captain, and he had many, passengers on his boat. Alhamdulillah. We are proud of that. But again, it goes back to you, sister. What do you want? So, the Prophet ﷺ said, Sahih Bukhari, authentic, of course, the example of a person abiding by Allah's orders and limits are like, or those who violate them, are those people who get their seats on a boat. Some of them got seats in the upper boat, and some in the lower. With those in the lower need water, they had to go up to bring the water. And they said, let us make a hole in the ship, in the bottom, so we don't disturb the people upstairs, okay? Look at the great idea. What an amazing, perfect ideas, right? And if the people of the upper part let the ones down do whatever they want, then the whole ship will be destroyed and everyone is destroyed. But if they stop them, then both parties will be safe. The parable really links to my first initial example of the captain and the passengers. The captain is the man. The people on the dock, okay, the ones on top are the men. The ones in the bottom are the women, okay? It's just different levels. But when you look at this bright idea that some of the sisters always have, like, oh, why don't we just do this? But there's this, and some weak men who will allow for that and for them to make a hole in the boat. Obviously, it destroys the whole boat, and that's really what our society is going through right now. People are listening to women too much in masajid, in board, members, and this and that, and a lot of the ideas that are coming through, like all these gatherings and all these, like, I just saw one sister putting a partitioning on the man and trying to make them feel, she's a sheikha, trying to make them feel and saying it in the video, hey, how do you feel when you're partitioned? And blah. No problem, partition is, Aisha radiallahu used to teach behind the screen, and men used to be behind the screen. They didn't complain. It's only you women who complain when you're behind the partition. Aisha didn't complain that she was behind a partition. Put a partition if you want to teach as a woman, mashallah, because yeah, there are women scholars, Allahumma barik. No problem. We men don't have an issue. But look what they're trying to do. How do you guys feel now that you see? This is how women feel when and women are laughing in that video and all that. And she's a sheikha. What a joke. What a bad idea. Kind of like, making a hole in the boat. That's kind of like some of the ideas that some of these sheikhas have. May Allah guide them. So, look, I'm not trying to hate on you. I'm telling you that you deserve more than this. This is rubbish. You deserve more than this. You deserve to go to Jannah. You deserve to follow what the Prophet ﷺ told you. Don't make a hole in the boat because you'll sink everyone. As one of the scholars said, the women of today are like the archers on the day of Badr. They disobeyed the Prophet ﷺ and they left their position. You women are leaving your positions and leaving the backs of men unprotected. And then they get smashed. All right. Yes, that's how it is. Why did the archers on the day of Uhud, leave their position? Is because they wanted to chase the war spoils, the dunya. Wow, why the fighters should get everything? Let us get as well. It's kind of like the same parable that women have today. Why should men have everything? It's called the fear of missing out. Why should men get everything? Why should they have everything? Why should they this and this and this and this and this? We should also let's go, let's leave our position, let's leave the kitchen, let's leave the children. I don't want to have children. I just want to have one child. Even that, I'm not going to breastfeed. I don't want to have children. I'd rather just have a surrogate mother or, whatever. I don't want to destroy my, I don't want to, I want to go to everywhere in the world and explore with my hubby. You've been duped. You've been given a very, very bad deal, sister. That's what I'm telling you. And there's a better deal, and that is Jannah for you. So I want to make 2 points here, very important points. Number one, let's talk about men. Well, yeah, men are the Khalifas. Men have been, yeah, you've left our backs exposed, but hey, in the end, we are responsible. We are responsible because we are the Khalifas. We are the ones. And yeah, we blame you because you left the position, but we are to be blamed because we allowed you to. Just like the people on the boat. If the captain allows the people and he knows and he sees, and many men do that, they become permissive. They allow their wives to do whatever the heck they want. If that happens, well, guess what? You're going to sink the boat. Many, many families allow that to happen. Many families sink the boat because the men themselves don't stop. And it's our fault that we didn't stop you when we had the chance. but it's a bigger problem. I'm not going to get into it right now, but yes, men first. Second, yes, women, you have to be shamed. It's shameful what you're doing. It's shameful to think that what you're wearing on these TikToks and these videos and these Instagram hijab. It's shameful to know that you're openly promoting this in the name of modest clothing and modest dresses and modest. It's nothing modest about it because you're kasiyatun ariyat. People can see the shapes of your body. Look at the comments. Leave the men out because men are afraid to comment. Look at the comments that women, you yourself, your own sisters, how sexual they are, how gay they are, how perverted they are in their comments, wanting to marry you, wanting your phone number, saying you're hot, fire, babe, heart eyes, this and that. And they'll say, it's just fun. It's just, we're just joking. Really? You're joking? I actually would, as a counselor who's been doing counseling for more than 2 decades, I can tell you these are not jokes. It looks jokes to people who don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. I discussed about this before. I'm not going to get into it right now. Recently, I was looking at some other research on this topic. Maybe I'll make another video. It's no joke. It is real, 100% real. Women are extremely perverted with each other and extremely inappropriate, and it's not permissible. Okay? Now, and of course, they'll dismiss it like, oh, this is just girls. You guys are just jealous. This is just how girls behave. No, it's not. Where do you see the wives of Prophet ﷺ doing those kind of things? It's not. All right, so yes, men to be blamed, but women should be shamed and should be blamed because it's their fault that they behave like this. Why? Well, because there's a disconnect. Men can only be blamed when they have authority. They can have responsibility, which a lot of people love to put on men. They love it when men have responsibility. You have to pay for this. Accountability. Oh, yeah, you men are responsible for us. You're the khalifas. Yeah, you're the leaders. But no authority. And the three go together. You separate authority from accountability and responsibility, you're done. Because now we don't have authority over you. You can call the police on us if we get a bit, rough with you and tell you, stop, you're not allowed to go, you're not allowed to wear this, and women do that. I can tell you from the counseling sessions I have. You can call the police, you can call everyone. Your family will tell you, leave him, divorce him. Imams are there's a long line in the Islamic Council for khula and divorce and fasakh, dissolving the marriages, and Imam give it up for 500 quid a piece, 100%. They give it up for 500 quid a piece, yes. There's a long list of women just divorced. Women are changing their husbands now, initiating more than 50% of the divorces. Because why? Because they can. Men who have no authority. So men can be, should be, they were to be blamed at some point when we still had authority, but right now they have no authority. So that's why I'm appealing to your intellect and emotion, sister. Don't you want Jannah? You deserve better. You deserve better. And if you're up to this point in the video, I hope you stay till the end. You deserve better. You deserve Jannah. You deserve what the Prophet ﷺ told you to do. You deserve what Asma said in hadith about the Prophet ﷺ, about the person who obeys, the woman who obeys her husband. About when the Prophet ﷺ asked that woman, how are you with your husband? She said, I try my best to fulfill him. She's like, great, because that he is your Jannah and Jahannam. You deserve better. You deserve Jannah by just stopping your foolishness and this whole like we should agree to disagree and being a kasiyatun ariyat, wrapping yourself in literally like tape on your body and claiming that you're wearing hijab, seeing boxing, rumming, jumping, horse riding, all these things and putting on there, thinking you're going to join the army of men and you're some mujahida. Come on, man. Which leads me to the last point. Women deserve better. They have a shortcut. Take the shortcut. Why don't you want the shortcut? Why do you want to be a man? Why do you want to do the things that men do? And they'll try to cite the Sahabiyat, oh, Hani and this one did this, and Asma ibn Yazid did that, and all these things, okay? So I'll read you the hadith of Asma ibn Yazid so we can understand it together. But when you cite these women, I want you to look at context. I want you to understand, did the Prophet ﷺ really like that? Did he accept that? Was there some exceptions? Yes. But what did the Prophet ﷺ actually say to women? What was his advice? What they should do? What's the shortcut for you? Why do you want to be a man? It's funny because liberals and feminists hate men, yet they want to beat them. Just take the shortcut. You deserve more. You deserve better. You don't have to put yourself in the difficulties and risk your life that man, that you can be in the comfort of your home. Just as a man needs to go out and is 27 times more blessed to pray, you as a woman, you receive more reward for praying in your house. You don't have to put that extra effort. Why? Because you're just different. You have other responsibilities that you've left, by the way, that you have left in pursuit of being a man, becoming a she-man, sadly. And you can see the masculinity of women today. Even though they're wearing hijab, they're speaking like men, they're walking like men, they're fighting like men, they're swearing, they're all kinds of things. And the Prophet ﷺ said that I've seen Jahannam, was shown to me, and majority of the inhabitants were women. I know people are going to try to twist this hadith, even imams and weak sheikhs, but in reality, look at the actual text and look at the interpretation, look at the authenticity, and look at what scholars said before. Yeah, I'm sure you can pull out one scholar, traditional scholar, that had a different opinion, of course, and they love to, especially some of the scholars from Texas. They love to bring these, give you 1,000 opinions, and then confuse you. But in reality, when you put that hadith with many other hadith, with others hadith, and the Quran and everything together, then you get a real understanding where this hadith actually falls. But those women were different than you. They didn't say, we should agree to disagree. No, they said something wrong. Ya Rasulullah, but why? Because you curse a lot and you do this and you kufr ni'am, you deny the blessings of what your husband. It might be that a man does good for you, but one mistake and you're like, I've never seen good from you. You always, you never, you always, you never. Sounds familiar? I'll leave you the hadith of Asma bin Yazid, favorite amongst a lot of people, but sadly a lot of people don't give the full context of the hadith. So she was sent by women. Look, women had a question. What's the difference between you and them? You'll see now, it's very clear. They wanted Jannah, they wanted Ajr, you want to be men. So, may my father and my mother be sacrificed for you. I am the delegate of the women to you. Allah has sent you to both men and women. We believe in you, follow you. But women are confined to our home. We want to understand what's going on. Like, why? Look at it. We are confined to our home. The Prophet said, no, you're free. Do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want. You don't need permission from your husband. No. He didn't say that. You'll see what he says. We bear your children, she says. Okay, what women don't want to do today. And fulfill your desires. Okay, it literally says we give you intimacy, sex. Okay, we fulfill your desires. Which a lot of women have a problem today with, but we're not going to get into that right now. While men excel over us by attending Friday prayer. The Prophet also said, no, you can also attend. Don't worry, there's another hadith and this and that. Praying in congregation, visiting the sick, all these things men do. Attending funerals, performing Hajj after Hajj, she said. And above all, fighting in jihad. In the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they go out for Hajj, Umrah, jihad, we take care of their wealth. We sew their clothes, raise their children. Allahu Akbar. Look at that. All the things that she listed are the gender roles that women hate today. They don't want it. They fight it. We should agree to disagree. Sheikh so-and-so in Texas said this, and Sheikh so-and-so in Dallas said this, and Sheikh so-and-so in I don't know where said this. And we shouldn't listen to you guys. We shouldn't listen to the Prophet ﷺ. This is Arab interpretation. What did the Prophet ﷺ say? The companions were a bit upset. They didn't like the question. It was a bit too gutsy. But the Prophet ﷺ, with his genius, he says, have you ever seen a better question from a woman about her religion? Look at that. She had a sincere question. She wanted to know. She said, oh, Messenger of Allah, do we share you in their reward? Do we share in their reward? We stay at home, which women don't want to. They want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. They want to be the ones, being the man, punching, fighting UFC, hijabis, riding horses, shooting arrows. I'm like, because there's 2 or 3 or 4 sahabiyat supposedly who did that, but they're the exception that proves the rule. No, this was never. There was no army of women. There was no battalion of women. There was no women were only, even Asma, they were supportive. They were there in protecting and helping. They were there to nurture as nurses and so on. And some had to fight because it was there, like got attacked. And they defended and they were praised for it. Alhamdulillah, we don't deny that. But this was not the standard and the given. In life, it's not 0 or 1. There's sometimes some deviation. It happens. But here you get a clear understanding of where women are supposed to do, or are you supposed to be in an army and doing all these things that you silly do it on Instagram? No, you deserve more. You deserve more. You're cutting yourself short. You are setting yourself up for failure. You are destroying yourselves and your femininity. So then the Prophet ﷺ, pay attention, sister. He said, this hadith, it is Hasan. It is a good hadith. Muslim Imam Ahmad, it is a very good hadith. Great hadith. Especially when you put it against all the other, with all the hadith together, it becomes even better. Go back and tell the women, if any of you are good wives, seek the pleasure of your husbands and assist them in their matters, you'll have the same reward as them in all these matters. Everything that your husband does, jihad, umrah, hajj, funeral, this, that, going out, all these things. Because the women were upset. They're like, hey man, it seems like guys are having all the fun. We're just sitting in the house. The Prophet said, guess what? You get the same reward. It's easier for you. You think men are just having fun. Yes, there'll be some fun in traveling and doing things, but it's also punishment. And it's also can be a fitna, and it also can be the end of your life. The Prophet clearly said, go back and tell me you have the same reward. So Asma, she didn't say, but why? We should agree to disagree. We also want to. This is not fair. No. She returned to the women and they rejoiced greatly at this answer. I will repeat. Asma radiallahu anha returned to the women and they rejoiced greatly in this answer. So don't listen to these weak interpretations and weak people who are just trying to appease you because you're angry, because you're not a man. Be a woman. It's beautiful. وَلَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنْثَى. Women are amazing. Don't rely on what people say. Just do your thing. Be a woman. It's amazing to be a woman. You deserve more than what this feminine liberalist ideology and even these simp imams who are themselves feminists are giving you. They're tricking you. They're duping you to follow them because they get the likes and the shares and the this and the that and the money and the fame and all that. Because women, yes, it is. They have a lot of purchasing power today, a lot more than men. It's changed. The tables have changed. Men have no more authority, but there's responsibility and accountability on their back. It is great to be a woman today in a world that men have built for thousands of years. It's great to sit in an office with AC now when all the problems have been solved and the AC has been installed in. Now it's good. When the AC and everything is set up for you, it's great for you to just step in and get in there and do your thing, right? But who built everything and put it together was men. You weren't part of the process. You were supportive. You were there. Go back to where you were, giving birth to those geniuses who built these things, who built the world, who fought for the world. Go back because you are so important. You, sister, are amazing. You're so important. Don't allow these people to make you into a man. They tell you they should hate men. They tell you but they want you to be men. So think about Asma. Think about the response of the women, how they rejoice. Think about how they used to ask, but why, Ya Rasulullah? But why? We want to learn. We want to know. Oh, women, Ya Mashra Nisa, Sadaqna, give Sadaqah. And then they give Sadaqah. They didn't say, I'm not going to give. Oh, this is so misogynistic. Look at the difference of you today versus those women. Be like the Sahabiyat. Don't be like, I don't know which man today. Don't be like us, like men even. Be like the Sahabiyat who wanted Jannah. You have it easier. You have a shortcut. You deserve more. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and protect you and bring you back to femininity, bring you back in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Support us. We men need your help, sisters. We need your help. You are the mothers of the future men. You are the mothers, like the mothers of Imam Ahmad, Imam Bukhari, and the real scholars, the mothers of those real women, of the real men who built this ummah. It can never be built without those kind of mothers. Take your position. You deserve more. Do not let these people fool you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you, our women. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.